There's Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, Bob Kane and Bill Finger, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. I'm not sharing a formula to replicate the successes of those collaborations, but I have picked up on a few principles that will make a successful collaboration more likely. Welcome to my channel, KC. That's me, Carrie Chug, the Sledge Storyteller, here to talk about the wonderful world of storytelling and to open up discussion about how we can tell the best stories we can. So, if you only write well, your comic publication will require an illustrator. Maybe a couple of them. If you hire someone who's only a penciler, then you have to have an inker, then a letterer, and if you want in color, you have to have a colorist. But if the main premise of this video will be your collaboration with the illustrator, especially now since inking is largely done digitally since it's a ready option for artists who are already illustrating on computers. So naturally, if you don't personally know an artist who can commit to your project, you have to find one. And in your immediate area, it might work to post an opening in the art department at your local college, or if it has a bulletin board, your local comic shop. There's also the artist alley of a comic book convention. If you don't have those options, or if you get no workable offers, there are several internet classifieds devoted to finding comic book talent like digitalwebbing.com, Deviant, or Upwork, to name a few. You can also put up a posting on Twitter or Instagram. When working out a deal, be prepared for a big price tag for an artist's work. Keep in mind, it takes regularly a full work day to draw a comic page to whatever your standard would be. So an artist can't afford to draw for chicken feed. Now, this next bit is an extension of what I talked about in my previous video about writing a full script or using the Marvel method. Whichever one you use, make sure everything is written in clarity, and it's to your advantage that you have direct communication with the artist over how the project is done, whether it be by email, by text, or by face-to-face if that's possible. Talk to him on the phone. But the artist should feel free to voice any concerns over anything written in the script, and the writer should be flexible with the artist and be willing to consider ideas they have that could potentially make the final product even better. And while giving an artist a full script can potentially make an artist too claustrophobic with not enough creative freedom, the Marvel method has a history of being an excuse for a writer to saddle the artist with too much story crafting responsibility. Brian Hitch, whose art I loved in his run on JLA with Mark Waid, said in an interview with Mark Salisbury, when Stan Lee started the whole Marvel style of plotting, he was working with people who really knew what they were doing, and a lot of them became writers themselves. But nowadays, it's a shortcut and has bred a lot of laziness in less talented writers. They're not actually doing the page-by-page working out. They're coming up with an idea for a story and guffing up a lot of nonsense onto the page. You end up having to be an editor, a writer, and an artist, and you don't get paid any more for doing so. So make sure your artist knows that you're carrying your weight. Another thing, it's not unique in comics, but there have been some shameful incidents that have happened in the history of the industry where one side of a collaboration was dealt with unfairly, whether in terms of credit or compensation. Whenever you talk in depth about your project to the public as it's getting published, make sure you acknowledge your artist and anyone else who has contributed, and that profits are justly distributed. You hired them because you needed them. But that's my insight on collaborations. Agree, disagree, or something I left out, please let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, please click like. If you like this channel, please click subscribe or follow me on Instagram. The link to order Sledge number 1, as always, is below the description, or you can order it on Kindle. Still working on Sledge number 2. As I always say, let's look for civility among all the bad news out there, social, political, whatever, as well as the pandemic. And follow the precautions that have been given to us. I'm seeing numbers grow because people have become too lax if they haven't gotten the vaccination, thinking that the herd immunity is out there. No, numbers are coming up because of that. But thanks for watching. Everyone be safe, and God bless.